of the OISE Mentorship Program. I'm a proud alumna of OISE. I did my master's degree here and also worked at U of T for 22 years full time. And I've taught a lot of mindfulness and a topic I'm very passionate about. So it's a pleasure to be here. And I want to begin with just a getting present mindfulness meditation practice before we talk about qualities of mindfulness and how you might apply this as a mentor or mentee. So to begin, we're going to sit back in our chair so you actually feel the back of the chair and the support beneath you. Feet are shoulder width apart. Our ears are on top of our shoulders, shoulders on top of hips, knees on top of ankles, relaxing our shoulders. If it's comfortable, you're welcome to keep the eyes open. If you prefer, you're welcome to close your eyes. Another option is just to lower the eye gaze and look down, whatever feels right for you. This is a safe space to practice mindfulness, and we want to be comfortable in our practice. We'll begin by bringing attention to our breath, noticing the inhalation and the exhalation. Breathing in, taking in new energy, and breathing out, letting go of any tension or distress. As we breathe in, sensing expansion in the chest, sense of renewal. And as we breathe out, allowing a feeling of letting go, letting be. And continuing to pay attention to our breath, noticing if our breath is choppy or smooth, shallow or deep, noticing the depth of our breath without any judgment, without needing to change the way we breathe. Creating space for curiosity, getting curious about our breath. Noticing the rhythm, and noticing the air moving in and out of our nostrils. We may experience a cooling sensation as we inhale, and a warming sensation as we exhale. Now gently bringing our attention to the level of our chest as we continue to breathe in and out, noticing the chest rising and falling. Let that sensation be the area of focus. And then bringing attention to our rib cage, perhaps noticing the rib cage expanding sideways as we inhale, and then releasing as we exhale. Breathing into the back of our rib cage. And now shifting our attention to our abdomen as we continue to breathe in and out. Noticing the outward and inward movement of our abdomen. Then taking a moment to practice gratitude for our breath. Appreciating our breath for bringing oxygen to our whole body. Appreciating our breath for calming our nervous system, helping to balance brain chemistry, and strengthening our heart and our lungs. And now broadening our attention to our whole body as we continue to breathe in and out. We can think to ourselves, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And now if the eyes were closed, gently opening the eyes, softening our eye gaze. And just noticing any changes in how you feel. Perhaps you sense your feet a bit more, perhaps a little tension released in the shoulders. Any sensations in the chest, you might feel a little warmth or tingly feeling as we come home to the present moment, right here, right now, feeling more in the room here at the Nexus Lounge. And I wanted to ask how you define mindfulness. So while I have certifications and training and teaching mindfulness and expertise in this area, I want to hold the space for the expertise in the room. Everyone has different experiences and perspectives. Does anyone want to share how you define mindfulness? Or qualities of mindfulness?
Almost taking a bird's eye view of what's going on in your mind, having an awareness.
So taking a bird's eye view and having an awareness. That's great. Anyone virtually want to share in the chat function? Natalie could share some of the comments.
Carolyn says, paying attention without judgment to our present moment.
That's great. And that sounds like John Kabat-Zinn is one of the mindfulness practitioners who helped coin the term, and that's how he defines it, as well as practicing non-judgment. So paying attention on purpose in the present moment. Another quality of mindfulness is intention. So being intentionally aware, practicing awareness on purpose. And then attention, paying attention to our thoughts, paying attention to our feelings, any sensations in our body, paying attention to the environment. So looking around, noticing windows, the floor, the ceiling, a person writing, feeling connected to the space itself that we're sitting. As a mentor or mentee, when you're talking to each other, noticing your communication, how you're affecting the other, that's also mindfulness. So not just noticing our own thoughts and feelings, but being aware of what's around us and who's around us. Another quality of mindfulness is attitude. So creating space for curiosity, kindness, and practicing this non-judgment. So one practice can be to put your hand on your heart, if that's comfortable for you, right hand, left hand, whatever you feel like. And noticing how you feel. Noticing if your heart feels like it's racing or calm, open or closed, or somewhere in between without any judgment. Just observing how we feel in this moment. And see what you find. And you might find frustration, and congratulations, you're feeling. And then if you keep feeling into that frustration, you might find compassion. You can send yourself compassion. You've had a stressful week or day. You can send each other compassion. You can send the world compassion. You can never have too much compassion. So without any judgment, just noticing how we're feeling in this moment and connecting to our heart. And then slowly release. So one of the mindfulness trainings I completed was at the U of T School of Continuing Studies, in addition to mindfulness and meditation certificates within my 200-hour yoga teaching. And sometimes teacher would talk about connecting our heart to our brain. We call it in mindfulness our embodied mind. So then we go to make decisions, we're also connecting to our heart. So this can help us in the mentorship program. If you're a mentee and as a student, if you're feeling overwhelmed, for example, placing the hand on the heart, sending you some compassion to yourself can help you feel more grounded. or if you want to share a particular challenge with your mentor, first you need to get in touch with what is that challenge? And sometimes just placing the hand on the heart, we get more clear on what are the challenges of this week? What are the goals that we want to work towards? And so it can help you come forward and share that challenge with your mentor. For the people in the room and virtually, mentors and mentees, are there any thoughts on how you might apply these mindfulness qualities as a mentor, as a mentee? Can you think of how saying curious might help your communication or working together, your relationship?
I don't get how the heart and the brain, like how does that work together? Because really, I mean, when I put my hand on my heart, my brain is going, my thoughts are going. So how can you?
Well, have you heard of a body scan?
Sorry.
A body scan?
Body scan.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good segue. So we're going to keep this experiential. We'll put the practice in our body, and then we do a little reflection and sharing. So we're going to start with a body scan, and at the end, we're going to focus on connecting our heart and our mind. So our whole body is engaged. So again, we're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart, tall posture, relaxing the shoulders. Feel free to close your eyes if that's comfortable. Feel free to keep them open, or if you want, just lower the gaze. And we're going to bring attention to our feet, the heels and the arches, feeling grounded and connected to the floor. Or if you prefer, visualizing the earth. That might be grass, that could be the beach, whatever works for you. Feeling supported by the floor, the earth beneath us. Drawing attention from our toes to our ankles. Ankles to knees. And bringing attention from our knees to our thighs, thighs to pelvis. Slowly shifting our attention to our abdomen, our rib cage, and our heart. And bringing attention to our back and our spine, our shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers. Now bringing attention to our neck and our jawbone, our mouth, our nose, our ears, our eyes, our forehead, and the top of our head. Breathing through our whole body. Observing any thoughts, feelings that we notice. Like clouds in the sky, they're coming and going. Rising and dissolving. And we're connecting to what we call in mindfulness our embodied mind. Mind and body fully connected. It's like the sky itself, vast, spacious, open and wide, resting in what we call non-seeking, non-grasping mind, experiencing ever-present spaciousness and openness. And now bringing attention to the top of the head and the back of the head, noticing any sensations that arise. And focusing on our face from our forehead to our chin, ear to ear. Relaxing our forehead and our chin, relaxing our cheekbones. And focusing on the front of the neck and the back of the neck, side of the neck, the throat. Now slowly shifting our attention to our torso. Focusing on the area between our shoulders and hips. Continuing to notice the chest rising and falling as we inhale and exhale. And noticing the abdomen going out and in. Noticing the upper back, middle back, lower back. Aware of any sensations in the back. And now paying attention to the length of our arms, from our shoulders to our wrist. Aware of the palms of our hands, the tops of our hands, the sides of our hands. And then shifting our attention to the length of our legs, from our hips to our ankles. Aware of the soles of our feet, the tops of our feet, sides of our feet. And now broadening our attention to our whole body, sensing the front and back, our heart center. Breathing in slowly and exhaling. And appreciating this feeling of being. Being right here in the present moment. Grounded in the present moment. We find ourselves getting distracted with thoughts going in different directions, thinking about the past or the future, just gently bringing ourselves back to the present moment. Part of mindfulness is catching ourselves when we're other than here, when we're thinking about the past or the future, just refocusing on the now. And we can do that through the physical sensation of our breath. Noticing the air moving in and out of our nostrils. Noticing the chest rising and falling. Noticing the abdomen going out and in. And now we're going to bring attention to all of our senses. So bringing our attention to our face. Aware of our lips, our nose, our ears, our eyes, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, hearing and sight, our sense of touch. And feeling the interconnection between mindful speaking and mindful listening. So mindfully listening to ourselves, listening to our body. When our body tells us it's time to get some water, or to move, or take more rest in our day, go to sleep early. That's an example of mindfully listening to ourselves. And mindfully speaking to ourselves through the thoughts we choose to think. Being kinder and more gentle with ourselves. Now slowly opening our eyes. And we're going to do a little bit of movement, gentle movement. Slowly bring the shoulders to the ears. And then slowly let them down. Good. And bring them to the ears. And down. Beautiful. And as we do this, continuing to pay attention to our breath. Now rolling the shoulders back mindfully. Noticing if any tensions releasing from the shoulders or the back. And now placing one hand on the shoulder. And we're going to draw little circles with our elbow. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. And then reversing the direction. And slowly release. And now the other hand on the shoulder, drawing gentle circle. Breathing in and out. Slowly releasing. Now, if we were on a computer this morning or this week, our phone, sometimes we find ourselves hunching over, and this can help open that area and lift the sternum. We also may find that we get tension in our hands, forearms. So to mindfully release that tension, we can make a gentle fist and then spread the fingers wide. And then a gentle fist and spread the fingers wide. Excellent. And then the other side, a gentle fist, spread the fingers wide, a gentle fist, spread the fingers wide. And now with the other hand, we're going to place it, if you're comfortable, on your shoulder. And if there's any tension there, you can either give yourself a pat on the back for a gentle massage, or just send attention to that area to gently release that tension. And then the other side, you can either give yourself a pat on the back for taking time for you today, or a gentle massage and release. Good. And then one arm up, one arm down, stretching diagonally. And now we're going to gently press the palms into each other. And as we do this, engaging our core, breathing in and out, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the neck, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll stretch the opposite way, opening the chest. And then gently press the palms into each other, breathing in and out. And now reaching up, relaxing the shoulders. If you want, you can bring the palms together. It can help you feel grounded, lowering down. And release. Now placing the hands on top of our thighs. And we're going to curve our spine. This is a stretch for the back. Sliding the hands down the front of our thighs. And then growing taller, lengthening from the base of our spine right to the top of our head. Help get the blood circulating, feel like a stretch and release. And as we're doing this, aware of our inhalation and exhalation, breathing in and breathing out. And now we can reach our arms back, opening the chest, feeling the stretch. If you want, you can place the hands on your back of your chair. If you're at home, you might be on the couch. Reaching back, opening that chest, and noticing any changes in how you feel in that position. And then release. Good. Now clasping our hands in front, chin to the chest, feeling the space between our shoulder blades. And reaching up tall. And then just let it go. Excellent. Another thing that can happen in our day when we're in front of a computer and our phone is that we might find stiff neck or some back tension. So we'll do some mindful stretches for our neck and for our back. So we're going to gently look to the right just a little bit, relaxing both shoulders down, breathing in and out. And then gently look the other way, breathing in and out. And now slowly come back to center. And we're going to lower the chin a little bit. And then back to center. And now look up a bit. And back to center. And now we're going to tilt the head to the side, whatever side is comfortable for you. And then look at your shoulder. Back to the side tilt. And release to neutral. Now the other way, tilting to the side, and then gently look at the shoulder. Back to side tilt. And then come to neutral. And now an exercise for the eyes is mindful shifting of attention. So pretend that you're looking out close at a book. And now I want you to look out into the distance. So for some of you, you might see a window or a wall or another person. And relax the eyes, the area around the eyes, the eyelids, the temples. And now look close again. It's like zoom focus. And release. And now without shifting the position of the neck, look to the right. Back to center. and look to the left and back to center. Now slowly look at the ground and back to center. And now look up and back to center. And now allowing yourself to expand your peripheral vision. So noticing just a little bit more of what's out in front of you, what's to the side of you, right and left, what's above, what's below. And you may even notice what we call our back space, so diagonal right and left. The room may even feel a little bit bigger. And this is a way to remind ourselves that in any moment we can shift our attention. If we find ourselves being distracted in our day, we can look away, we can come back. So if we're in an email, we can take a moment to look away from the screen for a moment, to relax our eyes and come back. If we're scrolling on a phone, we could practice scrolling a bit more mindfully and slowly, aware of our breath, aware of our posture when we're in front of the computer, or for a meeting, the mentor and mentee at the same time, aware of our posture and breath as we're talking in person or on a Zoom, virtually, or on Teams, however you're communicating. So I wanted to just ask, as we were doing a little bit of that movement, did anyone experience a little bit of a release of tension somewhere in their body? Do you want to share? Mm-hmm. Right. That's great. So for those online, if you can hear, she had tension in her back, and through some of those stretches, felt that release a bit. Right. Anyone else? Neck, back, arm, hand? Anything you experienced that you wanted to share?
This isn't really about the release attention, but the peripheral vision activity I found really useful for awareness.
Right.
In the present moment. It's not something I practiced in a long time.
Great. That's great. So she said the peripheral vision practice, that was useful. Do you feel like you could use that in your day in front of a computer or with another person or just on your own?
It helps with focus.
With focus, yeah, that's great. Yep. Yeah.
I got cataract surgery, that's why I got sunglasses.
Okay.
I found doing the eye exercise that
your eyes relax. Great. That's amazing. Well, during the pandemic, I think a lot of people were finding that all this Zoom focus was giving eye strain, and taking more breaks to look away from technology, or even just to look out in the distance and look close up when we wake up or at the end of the day, wherever you can fit it in. It can help relax that area and think more clearly. So when mentors or mentees, when you are meeting together in a meeting in person or virtually, mindfulness is something that can help you stay focused, and it's easy to go on autopilot and become habit that we start looking at our phone in the middle of a conversation with another. And the more we practice mindfulness and retrain our brain to keep coming back to the present moment, we start to be more present with ourselves, and then that helps us be more present with others. So you will find that it's easier to stay focused during that meeting and less likely to get distracted. Is there any other thoughts on how you might be able to use this in your day to create a sense of well-being and to help you as a mentor or mentee?
Big moments of stress, or when you have difficulties organizing different tasks that are supposed to be done, and a lot of us work and study I think that the fact it can create an overwhelming feeling of not knowing what to start with or what to do, or just it creates the type of brain fog.
Yeah.
That type of exercises allows the brain to recenter, refocus, and all the different exercises taking the time allows the brain to be able to separate different actions and be able to refocus, and then probably sit down and organize your thoughts.
Right.
So this is why I think that it could be actually very interesting and very useful in a way that it just allows the brain to shift and focus in connections on the part of it that magnifies and organizes instead of one that panics and feels.
Right. Yeah. That's a great point. So if anyone's ever feeling overwhelmed, it's a great way to refocus and stay focused. Thank you. We're going to do another practice that helps bring ease and well-being. So being a student or being a mentor, whether we're studying or working or both, life can be stressful, and any practices that can help more ease and well-being can support our health and our happiness and our productivity and help us cope and be able to maintain that focus. So this is a short body scan that integrates a sense of happiness and well-being into each body part, and then at the end to our whole body. And the invitation again is, if you're comfortable, feel free to keep your eyes open. If you prefer to keep them closed, that's fine too. So we can sit back in our chair, feel the support of the chair beneath us and behind us. Feel the feet touching your shoes, you're at home in bare feet, feel your bare feet touching the ground. Our ears are over our shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Breathing in and breathing out. And now focusing on our feet, we're going to think to ourselves, my feet are happy and at ease. Inviting a sense of happiness, ease, and well-being to our feet. And now slowly shifting attention to our lower legs, our shins and our calves and our kneecaps. And we can think to ourselves, my lower legs are happy and at ease. Inviting a sense of ease and well-being to our lower legs. And now bringing attention to our upper legs, our quadriceps and hamstrings, our hips. We can think to ourselves, my upper legs are at ease. Experience a sense of ease and well-being in our upper legs, inviting happiness and well-being to that whole area. And now slowly shifting attention to our pelvis, our abdomen, rib cage and heart, back and spine. Sensing ease and well-being in this whole area. Inviting a sense of happiness and well-being to our torso. And then shifting attention to our arms and our hands. And we can think to ourselves, my arms are happy and at ease. Inviting a sense of ease and well-being to our entire arms. Now slowly shifting attention to our neck. Inviting ease and well-being to the front of our neck, the back of our neck, the sides of our neck, throat. And our head. We can think to ourselves, my neck and my head are at ease. Sensing ease and well-being, the happiness in our neck and our head. And then connecting to our entire body, broadening our intention to our entire physical body, from our feet to our legs, to our core, our arms, neck and head. Inviting a sense of ease and well-being to this entire body. And now resting in awareness itself. Awareness is a big space in which to reside. You may feel more space and volume inside your body and all around you. And maintaining this sense of curiosity. With curiosity, noticing any changes in how you feel right now. And then sensing support inside your body, sensing support from our muscles, our blood circulating everywhere it needs to go. All of our 13 joints supporting us. Sensing support from our tendons and ligaments, organs and glands, our digestive system, all of our cell tissues. Sensing support from our breath itself. Giving more life energy throughout our whole body. Call this arriving here. Mindfulness is about coming home to our senses, home to our body. Feeling more present in the now, more awake, more alert, more aware. And breathing in, taking in new energy. And breathing out. So that's another example of what I call a dedicated practice. If your eyes were closed, feel free to gently open your eyes. You might want to wiggle your fingers, your toes to kind of come back to the room. There's a difference between a dedicated practice and an integrated practice. So a dedicated practice is when we carve out a little bit of time to practice mindfulness, whether that's mindful breathing, a body scan, bringing attention to different parts of our body. Versus an integrated practice is apply it in our lives. So when we're applying the qualities of mindfulness, practicing intention, attention, and an attitude of curiosity and kindness with ourselves and with another. And so to take it beyond the chair out into our lives is it can be a challenge, but through practice and practice, we help retrain our brain to keep paying attention with intention and to keep maintaining that sense of curiosity and kindness and non-judgment. So more acceptance of how we're feeling in that moment. And the benefits is it can help decrease stress and help us focus. Did you want to share? Yeah.
I have a friend who's blind in one eye, and he's an excellent golfer. So I asked him how he could putt so well. He's golfed in the 70s, and he said he feels it with his feet.
That's great. Yeah. Amazing.
Well, you can't see it, so
develop other senses more. Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm not sure how he does.
Right.
I think it's amazing.
Right. I'm not sure if everyone heard that online, but his friend is blind in one eye and he can sense with his feet more to help him see.
Well, they're ready to help golf.
Yeah, with golfing. Yeah.
So he's standing on the green and he's feeling the green with his feet.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you wanted to share?
it's reminded me of a book that really is very much connected to a practice of mindfulness, which is called The Inner Game of Golf. And I think there's a couple other, I can't remember the name of the author, but really how to play well in golf, you need the inner and the outer awareness
right
together.
Yes, for sure. That's a great point. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I felt my feet are happier. And I feel like there's a color painted on my body from the upside and gradually to the upper side. But it was kind of blocked as my upper flat. I don't know why, but I feel like the paint is used. So it's like, so in my imagination, my visualization, I feel like my foot, my the side of my lower legs or in gold.
Right.
But the other part are the color is faded. I don't have enough paint.
So yeah, so I mean, sometimes we'll feel sensation on one side of our body and not the other, and practicing that non-judgment, that maybe that was a little bit of a release through. I first studied mindfulness as through gymnastics, actually, as a competitive gymnast, and then as a dancer. And so while yoga's become more mainstream and we think of mindful movement as something that needs to be slow, in some forms of dance, shaking our foot or shaking that arm if there's tension can be more effective. So I do encourage everyone to explore different ways of living more mindfully. And through this practice of becoming more aware. So if you are in a meeting and you notice your hands starting to clench, gently unclenching that hand, or maybe shaking it gently. So right now, everyone, just feel free to shake the hands, shake the arms. You might want to shake a foot. You might want to twist to the side gently, the other side gently. And notice, do you feel more blood circulating in your body? Do you feel like you can feel your feet and your legs more? Do you notice any change? So when you're meeting mentors and mentees, if at any point you have a challenge focusing, I invite you to experiment. Take a moment, shake together, stretch together, do some mobility. You could practice being aware of your breath together for a couple of minutes. You can have fun with it. It doesn't have to be so serious, all this mindfulness stuff. Yeah.
I have artificial knees and artificial hips.
Okay. Yeah.
But I have no pain. But how does mindfulness?
Right.
Because I wouldn't feel them so much in my knees.
Right. So one of my teachers from the U of T School of Continuing Studies, Michelle Charbon, she was in a car accident and lost feeling in a lot of parts of her body. And she developed this mindfulness practice body scan that I started with you're visualizing, bringing attention to the toes, to the ankles, ankles to knees, knees to thighs, and doing that every day. So you can imagine the feeling in different parts of the body. In the same way, we're not at a beach right now, but we could practice mindfulness by visualizing a tropical beach. I can share one of a practice where where the brain may feel like it's right there at the beach, even though we're at OISE right now, when we can engage all of our senses. So adding to the body scan, we can think of what are the sounds, noticing what we're hearing, any taste, or visualizing taste. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to make brain.
Yeah, yeah.
doing that type of exercise where you actually do your brainstorm, you take some time to plan and remember the sensations in your moods and in what they want to actually create a movement that's really mood changing, and with time you will be able to have an honestly sensation because what you're doing is you're yanking the visual position or the attention in your body. And the more you do this, the more you grow and rich in this area and that area. It's the same way as when you smell something that reminds you of your childhood or some place you've been. It's actually two different areas. It's the sensation and the memory that are activated, and they're linked by that. So being able to practice that, maybe you will actually create the same kind of you could actually be able to bring that back, but 10 to 20% or 30%, not more than that, but 80 training will actually be
Great. Thank you. One of the things I love about in-person group workshops and virtual workshops is the expertise in the room or in the virtual room, and just holding the space to interact and share your thoughts, your perspectives. It's rich to have all the diverse viewpoints and experiences in the room and virtually. So the last little mindfulness practice I'll do is a visualization practice, engaging our senses. So today it's a bit colder in Toronto. We're going to take maybe 2 minutes to have a little virtual vacation in a tropical beach. So feel free to sit back. You can pretend it's a lounge chair if you want. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable. And relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the spine. And imagining a tropical beach. You look out at the ocean and it's turquoise blue. You look at the sky and it's a clear blue. You hear the ocean crashing. You're paying attention to our breath, like waves of the ocean, like the tides that come and go. Noticing them ebb and flow. In your mouth, you may even taste the salt of the sea a little bit as you smell the salty sea scent. And perhaps you see palm trees in the distance. There's this white, clear sand. You start to walk along the beach toward the shore. If you have sandals on, perhaps you take the sandals off. And you're feeling the warm sand underneath your feet, in between your toes. You're feeling calm, safe, peaceful, and relaxed. As you walk towards the shore, you may notice the sand becoming more firm as you're closer to the water. In the distance, you hear seagulls. You look up again, you see a bird flying, spreading its wings, and then gently landing, coming down by your side. And this brings a sense of peace and well-being to your whole body. The weather is warm, not too hot, not too cold, just perfect with a gentle breeze. You feel the warmth of the sun on your face and your whole body. Then you decide to go for a little walk. Again, see some seashells. Some are white, some are beige with some brown. You pick one up. And it feels all smooth. You feel the texture of the shell. You continue to walk now. And you see a chair, a lounge chair, and you gently sit down and lie back. And you feel the support of the chair. And you feel the support of the mindfulness practice itself. as you continue to notice your inhalation and your exhalation. And then perhaps you visualize your favorite food, noticing the color of the food, the smell, starting to eat that food, feeling the texture in your mouth, and the digestive juices moving, appreciating the food for giving you fuel and nourishing your body. And in this practice of imagination and visualization, we've mindfully connected to our sense of taste, our sense of smell, our sense of hearing, sense of sight and touch through visualization, just imagining it in our mind. Now gently opening the eyes if they were closed, or if you were looking down, looking up, softening our eye gaze. And we're just going to reach up as tall as we can, stretch, breathing in and out, and then slowly lower the arms, rolling the shoulders back a few times. Might want to wiggle the fingers and toes to come back. And thank you for joining me in this little virtual vacation. So there's many different ways to practice mindfulness in your day, in your life, as a mentor and a mentee. And I hope that perhaps there's just one idea that you can take with you. If anyone, we've got 2 minutes left. If anyone has questions that I didn't address in this session, please feel free to email me if you are curious about books on mindfulness or resources. It's jill.cressy@alum.utoronto.ca. And, or I could write that down after for those that are here. And thank you to all of you virtually. We have a virtual community and an in-person community. I really appreciate this hybrid model. It makes it more accessible to those who couldn't make it in person. And it's very meaningful to me to see you live for those who are here in person. Thank you, Natalie, so much for being the host. If there's anyone who wanted to share virtually.
Yes, thank you so much, Jill. That was
Natalie, feel free to share any comments that might be in the chat function, or feel free to email me if you have questions. Thank you so much.
That's great, Jill. Thank you. Yes, so I shared your email in the chat with our online participants. Christina did have a question. I wonder if you had a moment to answer.
Sure.
So Christina Lay says, can you talk more about the intentions and how to set oneself for a mentor-mentee meeting, and how would that help us keep present?
Sure. Okay. It looks like there's a couple of people who might need to go soon, but I can speak to that. If you need to go, we understand. Thank you. Yeah, so before a meeting, setting intentions. So on your own, you can wake up and set an intention, but together, the mentor and mentee, you can set intentions together. That can help as you're continuing to reflect on your goals and what you're working towards and taking those action steps. And you can also set an intention to stay focused. So it's like an accountability buddy. So if you find one of you might be getting distracted, you can help the other come back and say, hey, do you want to practice mindful breathing for a minute? So that's one tip. I could give additional tips if you want to email me. I'm sorry, we're running out of time in this 1 hour workshop, but happy to speak more to that if you want to contact me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jill. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you everyone for joining us in person and online.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.